it's me, Ruowen Huang. Today is one of those few days I'm actually free, so I'm trying to see if I can catch up to some episode because November almost come to its end. So anyway, before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today I got a couple lists on my paper. I hope I can go through it. They all kind of heavier topic, so you might not want to listen to it all at once. But today I want to talk about I can't even pronounce this word. Euthanasia. Euthanasia. Basically, people choose to die peacefully. They choose to die peacefully. And then throughout the years, I have many people ask me, what do I think? Honest with you, I don't think. I respect people, make their decision, their choice, Whether I like it or I don't like it, I understand that's their choice. So if you ask me what I think, I don't think. But then I can simply share with you from a psychic point of view what actually happened. A lot of people want to ask me better write down this word somewhere. Euthanasia. Euthanasia. People want to know, is it the same thing as common suicide? I'm going to have to say no. Based on the ghosts I see, I'm going to have to say no. But it's also not the same as, natural death. So anyway, I'm just trying to share with you what I see afterward, and then maybe you guys can make the decision for yourself. If you understand the whole soul things, you will understand the whole journey, the whole soul journey, spirit journey is never just happy thing. We experience a lot of bad thing, or our mood experience not only good, but also bad. To dealing with death, especially, my pet just died, for me to choose to simply living with death, I realize it's not an easy task. It is not. So it's not going to be those one who is around it and those one who's in it. I understand a lot of time when people choose, this method of dying, euthanasia, is because they want to reduce the pain, not so much for themselves, but more for the people around them. It's hard for them to see them suffer. It's hard for them to see them, going through those painful time with them. Therefore, they think this is the best decision of all, right? This is going to be a hard concept for you guys to understand. A lot of time when I'm saying if you apply certain things to the universe, and if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. If you see, in the universe, of people who choose to kill themselves for the good of, others. Well, there are scenarios like that. So in this case, I'm going to have to say, I guess it makes sense in the universe, whether you agree or not agree, right? Before people choose this method to die, they do have to live with death. They have to live with the experience of death, the feeling of death, and all that for them to come to these conclusions. After they did choose this method to die, do they go through white light right away? No, they don't. What they do is they simply have to live with that feeling that they accumulate till the moment they die. They have to somehow, somewhere dissolve that feeling that they have for them to make that decision. Yes, they are not going to live in the bubble for those who commit suicide. The difference of that is because those people who decide to commit suicide, they usually would create a scenario, which I call suicidal bubble, allow the scenario to continue repeating itself and replay itself with one purpose in mind, to hope they break through the trap that they couldn't get themselves out of in a spirit form. You know what I mean? So the same thing as for those people who choose to die in peaceful way. They may not have the bubble, they may not have a scenario, but there is something that cause them or make them come to the decision whether the pain is too great that they cannot live with it, or it's hard for them to see other people suffer. When they come to the ghost form, they usually will see things greater than they need to. They will see sometime they will see the decision they make actually create greater pain. While they think it will make their life easier, it actually create greater pain. Sometimes they will realize they are, I don't really know how to describe that feeling. Sorrow, regret. There is a emotion that they create. Like they do have to dissolve. They do have to learn to cope with it before they go into the white light. And then, which would be another episode, we're going to talk about it later today. So anyway, I know I'm all over the place, but I really got no way I can describe it better. Instead of having that dramatic effect as a scenario continue replaying themselves and then impact them strongly, the most of the time I feel from those people who choose to this method to die, it seems like they are in a zone we call gray zone, which I would also talk about later. It's a gray zone. They reflect a lot of what they feel, how they feel during this time of sickness or during this time of being with family. They really have to reflect that and then come to a point understanding this is it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of time make a decision even though they say they thought through, that most of them don't. I don't know why. But when I see them again, they always have a little regret. They wish they can do something better. They wish they can find a better way of doing this or something. So, different from suicidal spirits, they can hear me, we can have a conversation, but they also understand this is something that they personally have to work through. So anyway, if this is not a topic that I could say right or wrong, I don't know it's right or wrong, honest with you. But if you ask me if it's similar to suicidal spirit, no, it's kind of different. They are more in a numb gray zone. It's like a feelingless, but not really. It's so quiet out there, it get themselves to have to, or being forced to look within themselves and figure out what was missing. Something was missing. So, for them to understand how they are not okay to live with death or, deal with it, because it's also a process of growing and it's a big test. I'm not going to say it's easy. It is a huge test. So sometimes not every soul can live with that, right? So this is a lot of things I discovered. They do spend greater amount of time to reflect themselves in a more quiet or dead quiet zone. So anyway, if you guys want to know the difference, that's really as much as I can share with you. Again, I hope that answered your question. I'm not in any position to judge. I understand it's only personal decision, But if you know anybody or anybody considering that, do help them. Do help them to reflect themselves, because it's easier to reflect themselves with people around us, to walk through it with us, instead of being in this, this dead quiet zone to reflect it all by ourselves. So that's it for you. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or the website ruowen.com. Till then, I see you guys next time. Bye.